we go. Awesome. So hello. Tanse everyone. Welcome to another fabulous Tuesday. My name is Chantal. I'm Cree, Anishinabe, and Métis from Muskeg Lake Cree Nation in Saskatchewan, which is in Treaty 6 territory. But I make my home here in Morkinstis in Treaty 7 territory, and I'm very thankful and humbled to be here. It's really been my home for half my life, and I've moved away and come back, moved away and come back, and I always feel like there's something always drawing me here. Whether that be connection to community, connection to the land, connection to the rivers, it's just a beautiful gift to be on this land. And so I wanted to, of course, begin by acknowledging the land upon which we stand. I think it's really important just to create a sense of place, create a sense of connection. And so I honor the Nitsitapi, the Blackfoot of Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani. I honor the Sarsi Dene of Tsuut'ina and the Stoney Nakoda of Morley, which includes Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. I also want to honor the Métis of Region 3, which is why I proudly wear my Métis sash to act as that bridge between Indigenous and non-Indigenous culture. I think it's really important to, honor those people that we are walking in the footsteps of, to honor the teachings of the land, and to honor the families that have been here for time immemorial. And I'm just really, really humbled and thankful to have been able to learn from many different elders and knowledge keepers. And so to welcome everyone into the circle today, I wanted to share the Cree welcome song. I think it's such a beautiful way to open, a beautiful way to welcome in our ancestors, a beautiful way to acknowledge that history and that past, but also that hope for the future. So Miasin is from the Natahau family, from Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation, and I thank that family for bringing this song forward and for sharing it in such a generous way. And Miasin really does welcome everyone into the circle. It brings in all of our ancestors. And I always feel weird if I don't start with it, because I feel like singing it calls in my ancestors so that they can guide me no matter what I'm doing. It's just such a beautiful way. Even down days when I'm not presenting or teaching or performing, I always sing Miasin to wake myself up in the morning, just to bring in my ancestors to guide me that day. And it's just so beautiful. And so Miasin teaches us in the circle, we are all connected. There's no beginning, there's no end. And I think it's really important to remember that teaching. In a world where we always think so linear, like there's a beginning, middle, and end, well, there's not. It's just a continuation. And so what we do is going to continue on for years and years and years to come. Just like what our ancestors have done for us. And so it's really about acknowledging that and acknowledging the path that we are laying forward for our future generations. And so really that's what this song honors. And it doesn't just mean welcome, it also means beautiful. So I'm going to stand up to sing and try not to run over my rattles here. I have a beautiful card that a school made me, and I don't want to run that over either. And so, Miasin, Miasen, Hasemina, Hasemina, Epetakote, Niwagomagan, Hota, Homa, Kitaskino, Miasin, Miasen, Hasemina, Hasemina, Epetakote, Niwagomagan, Hota, Homa, Kitaskino, Miasin, Miasen, Hasemina, Hasemina, Epetakote, Niwagomagan, Hota, Oh, ma kita skin. Oh. Hi, hi, and welcome to the circle again today, everyone. No, last week I didn't get a chance to smudge, and I felt very incomplete without it. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I did smudge. I did a dry smudge, which means we didn't light it. But today I have my matches, so I'm gonna light it, which is great. And so I've laid out all of my medicines, and I'm gonna do a quick little overview of medicines as I take out my jewelry. In the east, on my medicine wheel, we have the sweetgrass, which teaches us about honoring our mind, honoring that power of fire, honoring our childhood, and remaining curious. I think it's really important to remain curious and always ask questions, because if your mind is growing, your whole being is growing as well, because it's all about balance. We always have to make sure our mind's engaged. And then we go to the south, and in the south we have cedar, my beautiful, cute little piece of cedar here. And cedar is really about honoring our body. It's honoring about our physical connection to the earth. I've been talking all day. But also to really honor our bodies and honor that grounding that the earth gives us. The earth sustains us, and we go back to her as a gift. And so it's important to remember and respect that reciprocal relationship that we have with the earth. And so that's what cedar reminds us of every day. It reminds us that there's many different paths, but we all are connected at the core. And then the next medicine that we have is sage, beautiful sage. Sage being the women's medicine. It's connected to water. It's connected to Grandmother Moon. We cycle with the tides, just like we cycle with Grandmother Moon as well. So it's really about honoring and respecting that ebb and flow, honoring and respecting our emotions, honoring and respecting our own moon time, but also, our connection to each other. Those emotional relationships, I think, are so important. And it's okay to be emotional. I think our society tells us, like, don't cry, but we need to, because that's how we heal. That's how we honor the emotions that are coming through us and to us. And so it's really about honoring and respecting those emotions and letting them out in a healthy way so they don't come out later in an unhealthy way. That's really key. And then the last medicine that we have, this is tobacco. I love to be gifted tobacco because it's saying thank you from someone's spirit to your spirit. I gift it to elders and to knowledge keepers, drummers and singers, people who, share in such a beautiful way. It's to really honor that connection that we have. It's to build relationship, spiritual relationships specifically, but also it's to thank them for keeping the songs and the stories of their ancestors alive. And so this is why I always honor tobacco. So we have those 4 directions laid out. Tobacco, of course, being spirit. It's also connected to the air. We can't see the air, but we breathe. So we know it exists. So just like we can't see spirit, we know it exists because we breathe, because we are here. And so I will be smudging. So this is my small smudge bowl. All 4 directions in the smudge bowl. The bowl itself is water. The medicine, no matter what it is, as soon as we put it in the bowl, it's earth. When we let it on fire, it's fire. And then the smoke is air. Going up to creative with our prayers. And I just dropped that. Come back here. Awesome. I always use matches because it honors the relationship that we have with Mother Earth. A lighter would disrespect the relationship that we have because we're not entitled to the things that are in the lighter. So, and that's just my teaching. Everybody's a little bit different, right or wrong, just different. And so, yeah, there's that. There we go. First thing I do is fan it with my hand. Never blow on it. Your breath is your life and your life is precious. So don't waste that for anybody. First, I'm going to clean my hands. So anything I'm carrying, I get rid of. There's no right or wrong way to smudge. It's whatever feels good to you. So if you have a smudge going at home, you can definitely smudge along. If you want to just envision that smoke coming to you, so you can ask for the things that you need in your life and get rid of the things that you don't. It's a good way to do it. We use it for healing. We use it for just to come back into ourselves, come back into our being. When I'm really stressed out, I like to smudge because it just puts everything into perspective and puts me back into my being and brings all of those 4 aspects of myself, whether it be my mind, my heart that's off balance, my spirit, or my physical body that feels kind of out. The smudging just kind of brings everything back together. And I use it a lot for healing, especially physically, mentally, emotionally, occasionally spiritually as well. And so I'm only using sage today. It's the women's medicine, and typically in Cree we use a lot of sage. Blackfoot, they use a lot of sweetgrass. So I smudge my hands so everything I'm carrying I get rid of. I bring it over my body 4 times to honor the 4 directions in my body. I smudge my mind so I can think clearly and learn from every person that crosses my path, so I can be open-minded and never rigid with my thinking. I smudge my eyes so I can see all of the beauty that surrounds me, and to remember to see the unseen and never judge a book by its cover. I smudge my ears so I can be open to hear and listen to all of the messages Creator sends me, to remind myself we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. I smudge my nose so I smell danger and cookies. I smudge my mouth so I speak only true and kind words that are helpful and benefit people. I always ask myself, is it truthful? Is it helpful? Is it kind? If it's none of those things, don't say it, don't do it. Pretty good rule of thumb, actually. I smudge my voiceless. As an activist and as an Indigenous person, I think it's important to raise our voices up, to elevate other people's voices as well. So I smudge my lungs to honor the sacred breath that we all share, and honor that relationship that we have without even trying with the plants, because we exhale and they inhale and vice versa, so that we always have that reciprocal relationship, that respect for each other, and that nurturing ability to take care of each other without trying, just breathing. I smudge my heart so I stay kind and compassionate and show unconditional love to all those around me, to my family, friends, myself, and all my relations. Sometimes we're pretty hard on ourselves, so it's important to show ourselves that self-love. I smudge my stomach so all of the food that I eat this day will nourish my body. To pray for abundance around the world for those that don't have, so their bellies may be full and they may not want. Smudge my belly button because I'm very thankful for my spirit this lifetime. That's where we're connected before we come into this world. So that's where our spirit speaks through us and to us. And this is why our intuition is never wrong, because it's our spirit going, don't do that, or do it. Smudge my womanhood. I'm very thankful to be a woman and a mother in this time, so I give thanks for that. But I also thank the balance of masculine and feminine within me. I smudge my shoulders and my back, so I can carry all of my responsibilities in a good way with grace and humility. I smudge my arms and my hands, so I can do the good work that Creator has put me here to do. I smudge my legs, so I can walk this red road in a good way. And I smudge my feet, so I stay grounded and connected to Mother Earth, treading lightly upon her and honoring her with every step. And then if there's anywhere else in your body you need a little extra love, so my hips are giving me some grief, so I'm going to smudge those hips. And same with my neck. And then if there's anyone in your life that you want to send some love to, whether they need healing, whether they need guidance, whether they just be in your heart, you just hold the smoke, you bring it to your heart, and you send them that love and appreciation. And that includes yourself. It's important to pray for yourself, because if you can't help yourself, how are you supposed to help other people? And then when you're all done, you just say hi, miigwech, merci, gratia, shieshia, masicho, however you say thank you in your language, and all my relations. So I'm going to sing a song today. I was reminded I got to sing on the weekend with some fabulous, fabulous women. So it was just beautiful to see my sisters. And to really, my sisters in spirit, to really hang out and sing and share and talk. And it's so healing when we come together, and especially when we're singing and drumming together. And so I'm really excited for some of the events coming up where we actually all get to sing together as a community, all get to drum together as a community. I always love bringing my drums to those events because it gives us that opportunity to raise up those voices a little bit higher and to honor that sacredness of drumming together. And so, the song that I was reminded of by my lovely friend Pearl, my sister from another mother, is the I knew it as the Four Directions song or the Four Winds song, but it's also known as the Cherokee Morning Song, Wende Aho. And it's been in my head all day. I haven't shared it with the kids today, but it was in my head all day. So I really wanted to share that today to start in a good way before talking about some of the events that are coming up. And so, and this is Wende Aho. It is from Ulali and Robert Robertson. And again, Cherokee Morning Song. It can be found a bunch of different versions, but some of the versions out there have like this incredible, like really beautiful, intricate harmony. And so Wende Aho, or Cherokee Morning Song, you can find it online or here. Wende Aho, Wende Aho, Wende Aho. Wende ya, oh 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 ya 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 ya. Wende ya oh, wende ya oh, wende ya, oh 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 ya 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 ya. So I've been singing all day over little kids, so my throat is a little bit sore, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. And so, speaking of kids, on September 30th, we begin at Princess Island at 9:30 for Pokeks, which is the Orange Shirt Day event, the event for the Day of Truth and Reconciliation. It's a beautiful way to come together to support community, to honor those that are still here, still standing, who have survived, but also to honor those we have lost. Not just children in the residential school, but all children. I think it's really important to acknowledge that we're still suffering from that intergenerational trauma, but we also are suffering from things like the foster care system, which unfortunately we are very misrepresented in as Indigenous people, and some people have called it residential school 2.0. And unfortunately, a lot of that stems from the neglect and abuse and the horrific things that people had experienced in the residential school because we didn't have the opportunity to learn how to be parents. And it's taken me breaking that cycle of intergenerational trauma within my own family to really understand and appreciate our connection to spirit, our connection to our traditional teachings, because through my traditional teachings, I was able to recognize that those things that were imposed on us in the residential school were not meant for me to carry forward with my children. And I was able to break that cycle. And so my children have only ever experienced love, unconditional love, and pride in who they are as Indigenous kids, but also who they are as human beings, as people. That they deserve love, they deserve to be happy, they deserve to follow their passion, and they deserve to rise above that past and that history to create a new life for our future generations. And so, that being said, I will be sharing the Chickadee Song there, which is that beautiful children's song that I love. Let's face it, it's not just a kid's song, it's a song for everybody. I'll sing it through now, but there I will be teaching it as a call and response. But it's weird to call and respond with nobody here to help me, because my kids are teenagers and they don't like to hang out with me anymore. So, but yeah, this is the Chickadee Song. Thirsty this day, so I am going to have a sip of water. And next song I want to share is actually the bear song. I love working with kids because they're hilarious, and whenever I talk about using every part of the animal, including whether it be bear or moose or a buffalo, of course they go through every part of the anatomy. How do you use this? How do you use this? What about the, every child always says, what about the eyeball? And so I'm like, well, it's gross, but there's lubricant in there. So we would use it when we were sharpening flint, and so you go through what we actually use it for. And they're like, but you eat it? I just think it's hilarious. But today we had a very amazing conversation with grade 4s about the bear. And so this is why I'm inspired to share the bear song again today. And so this is Anushnabi bear song. And I do it in the community version, but there's so many different versions out there, and I think it's really important when we talk about songs and where we've learned them from, how we've carried them forward in our life, to really acknowledge that there are many different versions out there. And it's like a game of telephone, but with songs. And so there's a little bit of different versions, different interpretations, different meanings behind the songs. So even though a lot of the song might be very similar, there might be bits added or bits taken away, and there might be different intentions and meanings behind the song. But again, it's not right or wrong, it's just different. And so you take what you need from that song and from that teaching, and you're able to rise above and use that in a good way on your path. And so the bear, being that symbol of courage and strength, teaches us to have that courage to be able to, stand up for ourselves, to be able to stand up for our community, and to be able to be who we are fully and completely. I think that's such an important trait, and that really does take a lot of courage to be yourself, to be genuine, and with gentleness, and not to compare yourselves to others, because again, we're totally on different journeys, but it's that strength, the strength to honor our community in a good way, the strength to come together as a community and rebuild, to clean up messes that aren't necessarily ours, because that's what the bear does. The bear knows some of the stuff that's going on in the environment, not its problem, but it's still stepping up to make a difference, and we need to do that. That's true courage, that's true strength. And so this is the Anushnabe bear song. I learned it from many, many different elders. Sharon Prue Turner and Carrie Moore are the first that come to mind, but I remember hearing it growing up as well. And so it's just a blessing to be able to share this. I remember Auntie once singing it, my Auntie Frida Hennique, and now I'm starting to pick up books, and I'm realizing she's written all these books, and these are stories that I remember her telling me as a child. And so it's awesome to be able to rediscover that. And so even though she's not with us, I'm still hearing her words in my heart and in my spirit and in my mind. So it's a beauty. It's a beautiful thing. So this is the Anushnavi bear song. Oh, that song always brings up so many wonderful memories, and people just cross my path sometimes as I sing this song. And so my friend Noreen always crosses my mind. She has this beautiful bear energy, and I just love it. She makes this adorable growling sound. It just kills me every time. But I also, we used to have fires at our house where we would drum and sing around the fire, and this was several places back, but it was just such a beautiful way to bring people together for drumming and singing. And one time we were singing this song, and our friend Alan was dancing to it, and he did look like a big bear just lumbering about, and it was just such a beautiful moment for us to kind of share in that together. And then I always think of my little guy. He was not so little anymore, now he's 14. But I started singing this to him when he was a baby. and he loved it. He would go to sleep. But then as he got a little bit older, it would be almost like the way to call him in. So if it was time to go, if we were somewhere, I would just start singing this song, and he would come running from no matter where he was. He could be like a block away. He'd start to hear me sing this song, and he would come running. Even when we were outside drumming in the backyard, if he was inside playing with his friends, he would poke his head out the door and go, "This is my favorite song," and then close the door and go back in. And I think it's so important to build those memories with family, with friends, through song, through story, and through connection to the drum. And so it's just a gift. That being said, I want to share another song. This song is the Mother Song. On the weekend when I was drumming and singing with these wonderful ladies, one of them had learned this song as the Wildflower Song. And it's slightly different, just slightly different the way that we do it, but the message is still the same. It's really about honoring that feminine spirit that comes out through those wildflowers, comes out through our connection to motherhood, our connection to Mother Earth, our connection to the divine feminine, which is present in everyone, masculine and feminine. Everyone has that divine aspect in themselves, and I think that's such a beautiful way to honor ourselves. I learned it as the Mother Song through my friend Lacey, who had learned it from an elder, and we did a song exchange where I shared a song with her, she shared a song with me. It's such a beautiful way to learn songs because it's reciprocity, instant reciprocity that you can carry forward in a good way. And so this song, when she explained it to me, she had learned it from an elder who said they used to sing it to warn kids and families when the Indian agent was coming to take kids to the residential school. And so they would sing it to keep them safe, but also it became a sense of mourning. And so in it, you would hear the mother calling out and the child calling back, but then slowly you would see as your children drifted further and further and further away, and you felt very powerless to do anything about it, but you could still hold them in your heart, and you could still hold them with this song, which was such a beautiful way of looking at that and recognizing that we might not be able to control everything that happens to our children, but all we can do is love them fully and completely. And this is why it became the Mother Song, and then later on the Parent Song. And so in it, you'll hear that mother calling out and the child calling back. I do two versions of it, one where I sing it all the way through, and one where the child drifts further and further and further away, which is something we've experienced, whether it be through the 60s scoop, the residential school system, residential school 2.0, of course, which is the foster care system, but just that disintegration of our families through colonization. And so to reclaim these stories and reclaim these songs, it's reclaiming our connection to spirit. It's reclaiming our connection to our families, and it's repairing and healing those wounds. And so yeah, this is what I know as the Mother Song. Get a little emotional with that one. And so, because we not only have the Folk Eggs, which is the Orange Shirt Day March, coming up on the 30th of September, we also have Sisters in Spirit coming up, which is the October 4th. Every October 4th, this is what we've done. Can't believe it's been almost 18 years. It's been a really long time. But it's our way to honor our sisters that have been taken from us, our Two-Spirit sisters, our women, girls, Two-Spirit people, but also our family members that have been taken from us. We have been marching for so long. But I think when we come together as a community, there's power in that. We've had a lot of people come forward with new information from cold cases because of these marches, because they start to become more aware, or sometimes because they recognize people from those posters and they're like, wait a second, I have some information. I think that's really what is powerful about coming in together as community, not only for answers, but knowing that you're not alone. I think that is really, really beautiful, to see people that maybe we only see at these events, but there's still that sense of connection and community, and saying that you're not alone. You're supported by this huge abundance of people who want to hear your story, who want to know about your loved one, who have hope for you, and who have hope for your family. I think that is truly what the power in these events are. It's not just answers, but it's also compassion and community support, and recognizing that we are not just a statistic, we are stories, and that's what connects each and every one of us. And we get to drum together and sing together, and we really have power as we come together and drum and sing, because it really does bring healing and solace to those families. And so this is I'm going to sing a few women's songs. So these are women's songs that we share during the march. The first one is a women's honor song. So the next few weeks I will be sharing women's songs every day. Well, every Tuesday. And so this song is from Joan Henry. She is Arapaho Cherokee. This is Women's Honor Song. And in it we have that pulse. That's kind of that pulse of Mother Nature, that pulse of Mother Earth, that innate pulse that whenever we pick up a baby, we always feel like we want to bounce it. It's that same pulse, which is such a gift. But it teaches us about that sacredness as women that we have, the sacredness as community members, as community. We bring together community. This is what the Divine Feminine does. This is what Two-Spirit people do. We bring back community. We bring back the voices that need to be heard. And this is why we have so much power when we come together, because we elevate each other. We elevate those voices. And it's not one voice that's more powerful than another, but it's almost like a choir coming together to sing, to create something beautiful. And so really this song honors that sacredness of coming together, and the sacredness of our beautiful Mother Earth, the sacredness of our beautiful Grandmother Moon, and of the life bearers and the life givers that have guided us to this moment and will continue to guide us forward. So this is Anagea, the Women's Honor Song. That is from Joan Henry. Definitely look her up. She's amazing. Anagea, weha, 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 no way, weha, weha, we we know way, no way, we know way, we know way, no way, we are, way high, way high, way high, we are. No, yeah, way high, we are, way high, no way, way high, we are, way high, we are, we are. We know way, no way, we know way, we are. We know way, no way, we are, way high, way high, way high, we are. No, yeah, way high, we are, way high, no way, way high, we are, way high, we are, we are. We know way, no way, we know way, we are. We know way, no way, we hey, we are, way high, way high, way high, we are. No, yeah, way high, we are, way high, no way, way high, we are, way high, we are, we are. We know way, no way, we know way, we are. We know way, no way, we hey, we are, way high, way high, way high, we are. No, yeah, way high, we are, way high, no way, way high, we are, way high, we are, we are. We are. Awesome. Oh, there's a little sip of water. So the next song I'd like to share is the Strong Woman song, and dedicate this to many of my sisters that are standing strong and true, and I really just am so thankful and humbled by the incredible strong women that I'm surrounded by, and we give each other strength, and I think that's so important, and so I want to sing this for them. Every time I sing it, I really do think of those women. When I sing it, I use the heartbeat, which is that women's beat, that honor beat. It honors our beautiful Mother Earth when we sing this song, but also when I sing it, I go up a little bit every time, and to me that symbolizes when we come together we can rise above anything, any of the challenges that have been thrown our way. We have that ability to come back as long as we're together in this. And because of course, you know, there's only one world, we're all stuck together, so we might as well figure it out and do it in a good way. And so this song was previously known as the Turtle Song. This is an OG Cree song, and the turtle is our beautiful Mother Earth. We're carried on her back. The turtle has not only that ability to nurture us as Turtle Island, as our beautiful Mother Earth, but also she has the 13 bumps on her back to represent the 13 moons in a year, and the 28 ridges along the edge to represent those 28 days in a moon cycle. And so that's that reminder of that sacred feminine, the reminder of that ebb and a flow of our heart medicine, of, you know, our life giving ability, but also that ebb and flow of community, where we need time to breathe with each other. We need time to feel each other. We need time to nurture and take care of each other and love each other. And, you know, sometimes forgive each other, which sometimes can be very challenging, but also knowing at the same rate you can forgive someone, but you don't have to leave yourself vulnerable to get hurt again. You can say, I forgive you, and walk away from that situation, knowing that you love yourself as well. So, a lot of wisdom in this song. So, this is the Strong Woman song. And so, pretty close to the end there, but another song that I want to share is the healing song, because I think it's very, very important. It is also known as the crying song or the wailing song, and I learned it actually from several different elders, different versions of it, and it's funny because I've sat in ceremonies from different nations, and the song comes up and it sounds almost identical, and it's always known as the healing song. And so I learned it as the Cree healing song, or the crying song, or the wailing song, but it's been in other ceremonies as the ceremonial healing song. I heard it in, what was it called? I heard it in a Navajo ceremony, and it was also called the healing song. It was called the spirit healing song. But I think it's really beautiful that we have those similar songs so that we feel connected. And it makes us realize that we are all family. We are all connected. When we say all my relations, it's because we are all connected. We are all related. Whether it be no matter what nation we're from, we are all children of the earth. And so we all come from Mother Earth. We all go back to her at the end of the day. But we are related to the plants and the animals and the air that we breathe and the stones that we walk upon, and that those beautiful mountains that we see in the distance, those brilliant waters that flow past us. We have all of those as our relation. And as soon as we recognize that, we feel so connected and we don't feel alone anymore. And I think that's the beauty of this song, to really honor that healing of that connection. There's also those tears. If the tears come, it's because we have something we need to flush out, that we need to heal from. And so it's done also as a heartbeat, which is that honor beat, that healing beat, that beat of connection, that ceremonial beat. In it, we sing it, of course, 4 times, but the 3rd time we stop drumming. And in that silence, I invite you to ask for the things that you need in your life, to ask for the healing that you need, ask for the connection that you need, and ask for healing for other people. And that might be people you know, it might be for people around the world that are suffering, it might be for yourself, it might be for a pet. And I think that's important, just knowing to put that ask out there, you will attract that energy. And so, yeah, this is the Cree healing song. Hey, 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 oh, way high, way high, way high, oh, way high, way high, way high, oh, way high, way high, oh. Hey, 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 oh, way high, way high, way high, oh, way high, way high, way high, oh, way high, way high, oh. Hey, hey, oh, way high, way high, way high, oh, way high, way high, way high, oh, way high, way high, oh. Hey, hey, oh, way high, way high, way high, oh, way high, way high, way high, oh, way high, way high, oh. And so to leave everybody in a good way today, I wanted to share the traveling song. This song I had learned from Sharon Prue Turner ages and ages and ages ago, before she had passed. And I thought it was lost. I think it's really important to say sometimes when we think things are lost, we start on the right path and they come back. And that can be people. I find that when I'm on the right path, I keep bumping into the same people over and over and over again. But this could also be lost objects, lost things. But again, if it's just stuff, don't worry about it. But this song and those teachings came back through the journey that I had. That took me totally off course, where I was actually, liaison for a theater, well, it was for the High Performance Rodeo, so like a whole bunch of theater events, and it was just beautiful to be able to meet incredible Indigenous artists from around the world, but also offer connections to the land, connections to smudging, connections to elders, and bringing those elders in for different performances and presentations, but also to be present so that they felt supported. I think that was such a beautiful gift to be there, and I was giving so much of myself. And I really wasn't expecting anything at all in return. And who knew, but I was working with those one show and met two incredible, inspiring women, Ashley and Yolanda. And they were like, hey, I know you're a drummer and a singer. Can you help us share this song for the show? And I was like, absolutely. And then they started to sing. And I broke down and I cried. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I know this song. This song was my elder song, Sharon's song. I know you brought it home. And I was so humbled and so thankful, and filled with so much love and gratitude in that moment. Even just thinking about the path that led me there was just such a gift. And I think sometimes we have to recognize those gifts as they come, and be able to shed those tears. I'm not going to apologize for my tears. It means I actually care. And so this song is really about honoring that journey that will lead us home, because all paths will lead us home. And sometimes we don't know where that home will be built. We don't know where that home will change. And we take on family as friends. And sometimes the people that cross our path, we have this unknown connection to, and we just have to honor it as it comes. And so that's really what this song honors. It's not saying goodbye to friends, but it's saying thank you for those aspects of the journey that have brought us together, and those moments that we've had together that have taught us so much and bring us such joy. And it's important to look back on those things, not with sadness that they're over, but to be thankful that they happened. And I know that's probably some cliche quote from somewhere. I gotta look it up, but it's true. It's a very true quote. And so, yes, this is the traveling song. May you all have a beautiful week ahead. I will be back next week to share some teachings and stories and songs. But again, at the end of next week, Bokeeks on September 30th. Also this weekend there's going to be a whole bunch of Alberta Culture Day events, so definitely look into that. On the 24th, 25th, and 26th, I will be at the Grand, just opening with some dancers. This should be cool, but not the kind of dancers you think. I'm just going to say that. And so have a beautiful week, everyone. And this is the traveling song. May your travels and your roads take you to beautiful places, unexpected places, and amazing places. Hi, hi. much again. Thank you, Marcy, and I will see you next Tuesday if I don't see you beforehand. Miigwech, everyone. Hi, hi. Have a beautiful night. Marcy.